Guys, this one here, the following, okay? It's solved the simultaneous equation 3x minus 4y equals minus 3, x over 2, y over 3 equals 5 over 2. Now, most people would say equation A is easy, there's no problems with that. And most people would say equation B, I don't really like it. Okay? So what you have to do is you have to figure out what's the lowest common denominator between 2 and 3. 6, okay? You can simply multiply them by each other, okay? So what you can get is, when you rewrite it, is the following. X over 2 plus y over 3 equals 5 over 2. Now let's do what we can to convert them into 6. How do you convert 2 into 6?
Times by 3.
Times by 3. Therefore you must also
Times x by 3.
Times the top by 3.
Times by 2.
Times the top by 2.
And the bottom.
And the bottom by 2. Equals 5 over 2. We don't want that to be 2 either. We want it to be
6.
6. So 2 times 3 on the top.
5 times
5 times 3. Okay, it's alright. Next thing. 3x plus 2y all over 6, because both of them are now 6, equals 15
over
6. Now what can you do with the 6's on both sides?
You can cross them out.
Cross them out. And then this one here, which was here, gets a makeover and becomes 3x plus 2y equals 15. Okay, so that's what it becomes. Alright? So now that this has happened, what we're going to do next is we have to solve this equation now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to take this down here, down the bottom, and then the other equation. What was the other equation? 3x minus 4y equals minus 3. So 3x minus 4y equals minus 3. Look at the numbers. Which one do you think is easiest to get rid of?
The top one, y.
The y's, okay? Now, to get rid of the y's, what we need to do is the following. We need to, we basically need to
Times the top one by 2.
times the top one by 2, because if we get rid of the y's, what we can say is that if we were to change 2y into 4y, it would get rid of it quite easy. So we're going to multiply the top one by 2. When we multiply it by 2, we're going to get 3x times 2.
6x.
6x. 2y times 2
4y.
being 4y, and 2 times 15 being 30. Then 3x minus 4y equals minus 3. Then what we get is 9x equals 27.
X equals 3.
Therefore x must equal 3. David, look up this. Okay. Next one. You pick x equals 3 and you pick the equation A or B, whichever one you want. Actually that's B and that's A.
Yeah.
So which one would you like to use?
We'll go for the A or the B one.
Go for the one that doesn't have the negative in it if possible. So go for B. Okay. So we're going to get 3 times 3 is, anybody? 9. So that changes into a 9. 9 plus 2y equals 15. 9 plus 2y equals 15. Bring over the y. 2y therefore must be equal to
4.
15 minus 9, which is 6.
Yeah.
And then bring down the 2 and we get y equals 3. X equals 3, y equals 3. This is another one that can be quite difficult, okay? So what we know is neither one of them looks like the traditional where you have all the x's on one side and all the numbers on the other side. So what we need to do is we need to make it look like what the other simultaneous equations before looked like. So we're going to bring over the y, and we're going to bring over the 6x, and we're going to see what happens. So we're going to get 3x plus 6x, and we're going to get minus 2y, and this y becomes a minus 1y, and that all equals 0. This is equation A we're working on. Equation A would now turn into 6x minus 9x, minus 3y equals 0. This is now what equation A is. Equation B is much more complicated looking. There's two fractions on both sides. And what can we do to both sides? We can bring up the 2 and bring up the... It's two lines because it's cross multiplying. So what we can get here is 3 bracket 5x minus 3y plus 2 equals 2 bracket x minus 2y plus 4. Next thing we're going to do is we multiply in. Okay, and we get 15x minus 9y plus 6, 2x minus 4y plus 8. Bring the x's over one side and bring the normal numbers over the other side. So 6 goes to this side, 2x goes here, 4x goes there. So what we're going to be left with is 15x minus 2x minus 9y plus or minus 4y? Plus 4y, because it crosses the equal sign to the left side. And then we're going to have 8 minus 6. And what we're now going to have is 13x minus 5y equals 2. And that is equation B. Now let's write equation A underneath equation B. So we have 9x minus 3y equals 0. Now choose a letter to get rid of. Which letter would you like to get rid of?
X.
Alright, let's choose x. Okay. It's not an easy one to do, is it, lads? 9 and 13 are difficult numbers. So what's the method?
I'd like to do Y.
We should probably do y then, alright? Now, let's look at y. Okay. What number does the number 3 see when it looks through? It does go to 15, but it sees the number 5. So we multiply the top one by 5 and the and this one by 3. But you're going to get minus 15y twice. How do we stop it from going get minus? You can multiply one number by minus. So choose which one you'd like to be the minus one. Bottom one. Let's multiply it not by 5 but by minus 5 and see what happens. 3 times 13? 29x. 3 times 5? It's 15y. 3 times 2? Minus 5 times 9?
Minus 45.
Minus 45x. Minus 5 times minus 3? Plus 15y. And finally, minus 5 times 0?
0.
And after all this, we're going to get minus 9x, or sorry, minus 6x equals 6. 6x equals minus 6, therefore x must equal minus 1. It's basically, the hidden step is minus 6 divided by 6, and all you have to do there is this, minus 6 divided by 6, and you get minus 1. Okay, now we have to find out the y value. So would you like to use either B or A?
We'll go for
I think A is easier because it has no other number.
yeah.
So we get 9x minus 3y equals 0. Then we can say 9 times minus 1, bring over the 3y over the other side. Minus 9 equals 3y. What does y have to be?
Y minus 3.
It's going to be minus 9 divided by 3, and as Paddy said, that should turn out to be
Minus 3.
minus 3. Okay guys, minus 3. Right, that's